Today, I will be talking about my first semester in the Online LPN to BSN program. So if you are interested in watching, stay tuned. Guys. So I survived my first semester of the Online LPN to BSN program through the University of Arkansas, Fayetteville. Now, this program is 100% online. I have done previous videos about it before, and I'm just here to give a recap of my first semester in the program, any suggestions that I would have, and just basically tell you guys how I managed to make it through this program. So I started this program back in August. I took a total of 5 courses this semester, which kind of equated to like 12, 13 hours. Don't seem like a whole bunch of hours, but when you're talking about nursing courses, it's a lot of hours. So anyway, I started the semester off taking transition to nursing practice and professional nursing. Both of those courses were, I took transitions to nursing practice. Professional nursing was the clinical course, so that was the full 16 weeks, and I also was taking nursing informatics. So I started off taking 3 courses. I ended taking 3 courses, but really the clinical course was like a full 16 weeks. So basically you could essentially say I was taking like 2 courses each 8-week term. First 8 weeks pretty much was simple. Nursing informatics was a very cool class. Let's just kind of talk about that class really quick. It's about computers, talking about various computer systems such as Epic, discussing HIPAA in depth and why HIPAA is important and why you as a nurse should follow HIPAA. We also did various different things like compliance, why compliance and code of conduct is important. So that was a really interesting class, and I kind of had a really strong love for nurse informatics. Transitions to nursing practice was another class I had never taken before, and I loved it. It basically was a huge history course on nursing. So we're always taught about Florence Nightingale, which she's amazing, but we learned about other nurses that basically were responsible for public health, Black nurses that were pillars in our history. We learned about how the American Association for Nurse Council came about and various other nurse organizations. We also got the opportunity to work on a resume in this course, which typically you don't work on that till like the end of the program. So to have a resume already kind of constructed now and to basically just build on that resume for the future is something I was really excited about. Like, we have a resume and a cover letter that we had to do in preparation for our dream job, which I really loved that. And the class was very smooth sailing. It basically was just giving us a transition from the LPN role and kind of introducing us to the RN bachelor's level role. The clinical professional nursing course was a full 16-week course. And it had its ups and downs. That course consisted of kind of like your fundamentals course, but basically it was like fundamentals, various skills we learned in that course. We also did a long semester of dosage calculations, because at the end of the semester we had to take a dosage calculations test and we had to make a 100% on it, and we only got 2 tries. Your girl made 100% on her first try. Thank you, Jesus. So I was nervous. Basically, we use Dosage Calculations 360, which is an online program. Calculations 360 is a program that you use that takes you through various different dosage calculations depending on what semester you are in nursing school. It gives you videos, it gives you practice, it gives you quizzes and tests to take. It basically makes you study, do dosage calculations. So that was part of the course. We also had a simulation part of the course where we used, that's what it was called, guys, Sentinel. So basically, we use Sentinel as a tool to help us with simulation, nurse prioritization. So that was like a big heavy hitter that I have learned thus far about progressing from LPN to RN, is that you do a lot of prioritization, a lot of I need to do this before that, and I need to care for this patient before that patient, and here's the reason why I need to do this before that. So we did a lot of that in simulation. We also did Davis videos, and it was just a portal of various videos that we watched so that way we could learn and like refresh on various skills. And then we had to perform 3 skills throughout the semester and record ourselves. And those 3 skills were tracheotomy, dressing change, and trach care. We also had to insert an NG tube, check placement of it, as well as remove it. And we had to also insert in DC and IV. So we had to get real creative and find some things around the house and basically make videos and record ourselves performing those skills and critically think through the steps, more so than using the equipment, because equipment does change from facility to facility. So that was like really, really cool. In this course, we did care plans as well. So I'm like breezing through it because I still have 2 more classes to get to. Two more classes to get to. But we had to do 2 care plans in this course. Whew. I thought I hated care plans when I was in LPN school. And I thought I hated care plans when I was working on my RN the first part of this year when I was in the associate's degree program. I learned I hate care plans in general. I just don't like them. So, yes, we basically had to do 2 care plans, and OMG. Yes, guys, that was just a whole nother vibe of not liking this course. The course required that we use ProctorU, and we also had to use various camera systems. So we had to use, I think it was Respondus. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head everything. I should have wrote everything down. But Respondus is basically a lockdown browser that forces your webcam to turn on. And so basically you're sitting, like how I'm sitting here looking at my camera. That's basically what it does. It locks down you from being able to Google anything. It locks down from you being able to even veer out of the camera. So if I go like this and my face is not in the camera will like stop the test and be like, hey, you need to get back in the camera. You have this amount of time to get back in the camera, or we're shutting the test down. You're done. Whatever grade you get is what you get. So although this is an online program, you still have to study and prepare yourself. And we did a lot of those lockdown browser tests in this clinical course because each week we had a lockdown browser dosage calculations test, and we had a ton of like skills tests. So basically staying on top of your work. So that was like the first part of the semester. The nurse informatics and transitions course, both were essay paper type heavy. So a lot of using APA format formatted type of papers and formatted types of citations. Excuse me, guys. So yes, that was just the way that the program structured itself. Now, the last half of the course consisted of pathophysiology and health assessment. Those two courses, OMG. Health assessment, for the most part, was a fairly, I wouldn't necessarily say easy course, because you did have to put a lot of work into it. And we used Shadow Health for health assessment. Shadow Health is Tina Jones. You are doing a health assessment on Tina Jones. Tina Jones, you're going to look at every crevice of her body, almost, minus the reproductive system. Thank God. But you basically just look like you're going to do an assessment on every single part of Tina Jones. And then there's one other patient, I can't think of her name, but you do like a different type of assessment on her. But for the most part, it's Tina Jones, and more Tina Jones. So, yes, basically, the health assessment course required a lot of paying attention to details, using the details the way you need to use them, and also making sure that you not only use the details the way you need to use them, but manage them in a time effective manner, because you had deadlines to meet. So in like 1 week, you would have 2 assessments done. In the health assessment course, we did have to record ourselves doing a cardiopulmonary assessment, and we had to record ourselves doing a full head to toe. And you had to have a person to volunteer. They had to read a disclosure statement, and you had to like basically either be in your scrub uniforms or professional attire. So basically they were watching you, and your camera had to be clear. So that was something that was definitely one of those things that you just had to make sure that you did when it came to doing your work for health assessment. We did have to take a final, a comprehensive final in that course. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna say it was stupid, but it was stupid, okay? Simply because the final exam talked about disease processes in a way, and it did talk about some health assessment things, but I guess you needed to know some disease process things in order to properly do a health assessment. I'm not 100% sure, but all I know is that I managed to pass it with a 75, and I ended up passing the course with an A. So I'm not like tripping, but the final was pretty crazy. And I can only imagine how stressful it was for people who maybe struggled with all of the modules and things like that. I do well with hands-on things like that, so I was able to persevere and like basically do what I needed to do in order to, fare my way through. Now, pathophysiology. Child, we gonna make this section real quick. Pathophysiology, I did a whole video on it. It's a study of disease processes. I basically felt like I was in human A&P all over again. Let's note that I have been out of college, well, like undergrad college, since 2014. I haven't taken a human anatomy course since like 2012, 2011. You know how many years ago that was? So to have me to take pathophysiology, thankfully I did have some working knowledge from just working as a nurse, but experience and textbook helped to marry my knowledge for that course. We had to do a lot of things in Davis Advantage. And basically, you watch a short video. Well, you take a pre-test, you watch a short video, you take a post-test type of activities. And each week we had a quiz. We did have 2 case studies in that course that we had to complete. And we had a comprehensive final that was worth like 100 or 150 points. I can't quite remember. But needless to say, I surpassed it all, and I passed every single class with an A. Now I can just bask in all the wine that I want. So yes, I successfully completed the semester with an A. I got a 4.0 this semester in my first semester of the online LPN to BSN program. And let's just say it was a lot of Jesus, a lot of prayer, a lot of support from my friends and family, a ton of coffee, equals amount of wine. So yes, so I am so excited that I surpassed my goal of making it through the first semester of the RN program. I now have 4 semesters to go, simply because we have a spring, summer, fall, and spring semester. I am on track to graduate May of 2021 with my Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. So I'm really excited about that. And all I can do is continue to stay prayerful, stay hopeful, and to continue to push myself. I am just so excited about what the new semester has to hold. In the spring, I will be taking OB and Peds, and that's my first like true I go to clinical course, because this semester we did not go to the hospital. We simply did all of like the prep work to prepare to go to the hospital. So next semester I actually go to the hospital. So I take OB and Peds, I take geriatrics, research nursing, and that's it. I'm only taking like 4 courses next semester. The clinical course is a 16-week course, so I have 16 weeks to complete 15 hours between pediatrics and OB, and those areas have to be acute and non-acute. So I am just so happy and thankful that all the pieces and all the stars are aligning together. I was able to find a preceptor, as I have stated in previous videos. That is the only downfall about the program that I am in. I will list the link here so you guys can like go check out the program that I am in. But that is the only downfall about the program that I am in, is that you do have to find your own preceptor. Now, what I do love about this program is that they do not throw you under the bus. These people help you, unlike my last program. These people, they do every single thing that they can to help you, and I am so thankful for that, because they basically piece together the pieces for my clinicals for next semester. So I am ever so thankful for that. Other than that, I have learned so much in this program, and I've only been in it a semester. So yes, so you guys just please continue to tune in. Please continue to support. My goal is to continue to be consistent, to continue to bring you guys content. And I am so thankful and blessed that I made it through my first semester of the LPN to BSN program. And I can't wait to continue to share this journey with you guys. So until our next video, bye.